Good morning, guys. I hope we're all sparkly. I was recently interviewed by a Sheffield undergraduate. He was writing a dissertation on testosterone deficiency. He wanted my opinion. He said, "Why is the men's health clinic the best clinic?" Well, I suppose the answer is this. Every clinical decision we have made, every business decision we have made is for you. It is to enhance the patient experience, to make the patient experience better. What are we trying to achieve? We're trying to reverse your negative symptoms, understanding that your negative symptoms are not simply testosterone deficiency. The premise behind testosterone replacement therapy is normalization of your levels to help you go earn your reward. Understanding physiology, you will appreciate it's complicated. There are numerous feedback mechanisms. We understand the concept of balance, don't we guys now? Do we? Don't we love excess? Hell, I still love excess. No longer do I engage in unhealthy pursuits. Oh, I packed up alcohol 3 months ago. New Year's Eve. It was a New Year's Eve resolution. It wasn't a flippant decision. It was a considered decision. I was fed up of being okay. Wasn't I, Dex? I was getting away with being okay. Lifting heavy in the gym, feeling pretty good, or on a successful clinic. What could go wrong? Well, we need to prepare, don't we? Prepare for all eventualities. It's not about just the good times. It's also about dealing with the bad times and the challenges that we will undoubtedly come into contact with. We've come into contact with before. We now have challenges, and we're going to have challenges in the future. So what are we going to do? We're going to rise to the challenge. And testosterone allows us to do that. Testosterone deficiency makes us feel pretty rubbish, doesn't it? Low mood, tiredness, brain fog, low libido, the list goes on. We want to feel motivated. We want to feel driven to succeed, to face challenges with gusto. We don't want to see things as obstacles. We want to work around. We want to battle through. We want to break through. So, understanding normal physiology, you will appreciate the diurnal pattern that happens naturally. Day, night, day, night, day, night. Your anabolic processes predominate at nighttime. You're recovering from the day to prepare for the next day. For activity, yes, that high testosterone with high dopamine, the reward chemical. So why do you want to do anything? Because you appreciate that consciousness is the subjective appreciation of subtle changes within physiology. Your high testosterone is supposed to give you motivation and drive to go earn your reward, which back in hunter-gatherer days was food through activity, through hunting. So the high testosterone with high dopamine is supposed to motivate you to go be active. With activity, testosterone levels drop. So does dopamine. So what does that mean? Should you give up? No, because you're seeking reward and dopamine. You keep going. You persevere. You endeavor through adversity to ultimately achieve your goal. Much like intermittent fasting is now known to be healthy. From a longevity perspective, as well as health. Understanding predominantly in the morning, you're supposed to be sympathetic with cortisol. And in the afternoon, evening, parasympathetic and anabolic. because we can't separate these things. Hormones are dependent. Whether that relationship be direct or indirect, they are dependent. But there's also a chronicity to hormones that most people don't fully understand. High testosterone. High testosterone impacts your neurotransmitters. So we need to think about hormones, as we've said numerous times before, as a foundation, as a base. There is a chronicity to hormones. Hormones are essentially chemical messengers that help facilitate the function of their target organs. And what impacts it immediately? This and your neurotransmitters. So there is an incredibly complex relationship between testosterone and dopamine, estradiol and serotonin. We are desperately seeking reward, and we are desperately seeking contentment. The latter comes from what? Earning your reward. So you can understand now why things are so complex. Dopamine being excitatory, serotonin being calming. Does it get more complicated than this? Yes, it does. So think about hormones as the base. Think about a triad, really. You've got hormones as the base, and you've got your brain impacting your hormones. Sorry, there's another dog. Dexter's going to be mental. We shall see. And then you've got your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system, this involuntary system that's keeping you safe. The sympathetic part, fight or flight. The parasympathetic part, calm and relaxation. But again, it's more complicated than that. As we've said before in the tiger analogy, a tiger stalking its prey. Does it want to be fully sympathetic? No. It needs to be considered. It's stalking its prey. So what's it doing? It's using breath work. How weird is that? It's slowly creeping towards its prey. Head still, body moving. If you've ever watched a big cat hunt, it is fascinating. Watch its head. It is focused, 100% focused. What are we? Constantly distracted by nonsense. So with this focus, slow breathing, slow controlled breathing, understanding again that we don't want to have this sympathetic overload and this tiger release all of its energy prematurely because it needs to use this. Is it going to have to dart left? Is it going to have to dart right? It needs to use its parasympathetic nervous system, calming breath, to allow its brain a fighting chance of functioning properly so that the tiger can catch its prey. And as we said before, the tiger is not that effective a hunter. And it doesn't place extra emphasis on the 15th hunt that it does the first hunt. It does the same thing day in, day out, because it lives according to its physiology. A tiger learns all of the skills it needs as an adult in childhood and adolescence. It then hunts. It is an effective adult. What do? So we engage in bad behaviors. We do all sorts of bad stuff. We don't understand our true nature, and we grow up unhealthy. Lots of indiscretions, lots of inadvertent indiscretions. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Break fast, possibly, but not breakfast. We do not want to be unhealthy, yet we engage repeatedly in unhealthy pursuits. So you come and see me with low testosterone. We have the hunter-gatherer discussion. Sorry, it's gonna happen. It's to give you principles to live by, not rules, because a guy recently said, yes, I get it, hunter-gatherer, but we don't live in hunter-gatherer times. So how can I take this information and bring it into my day? Quite simply, by understanding principles and not rules. Rules, there's a level of dogma attached to this, and we should be adaptable, understanding basic principles to be optimal human beings. Quite simple, really. So why is the Men's Health Clinic the best clinic in the world? Hopefully, because we're always aiming to act in your best interest. Not hopefully, we are. Sometimes the decisions we make may seem like hard decisions. They may seem counterintuitive. But if I've done my job properly and you've listened and understood, you will understand that I can get you there pharmacologically through careful dose titration according to effect. You have to keep yourself there through what? Lifestyle, diet, exercise. Understanding life is more complex than simply normalizing your testosterone levels. Life is about what? Yeah, you guessed it. Earning your reward.